What's going on, guys? It is a beautiful early Saturday morning here in Phoenix, and we are actually headed down to Tucson, which is a city a couple miles south of here, to check out the pull and save junkyard they have there, because two classic 900s actually just got sent there within the last couple of days. So we've got about 140 mile drive, should be just under 2 hours, and it's 6:30 right now. So it's time to hit the road and get my camera to focus. There we go. Down here to pull and save. Let's go check out some 900s. Hopefully they're not totally torn apart. And it's definitely a rare sight that 900s show up at the junkyards. I said this last time it happened, which was almost a year ago, that we maybe get 1 900 a year. So the fact that two showed up at the same time, it was definitely worth the 2-hour drive down here. Here's the first one. This is an 89, and it's automatic. Unfortunately, there are a couple manual pieces I need. The other one is manual. Convertible, really not in that rough a shape. Let's check under the hood here. Something's messed up with the hood, but this one looks like it's also a turbo similar to mine, so I might have to come back here. This one I really like. Only thing it sucks is it's not a turbo, but this is a 92. They say it's gray, but it almost seems like it's a really light blue. I could be wrong, but cosmetically, minus some damage up here, the hood being all destroyed, headlights, whole front end missing. Looks to be in pretty solid shape, I guess you could say. Doesn't have really desirable wheels. It's got some steelies on it, so it's a bit sad. And then here it's been a bit gutted, but I mean, look at this interior. All blue interior. This is really sweet. The blue dash mat. Dash is all cracked and destroyed. But I think first thing I need to do, one of the pieces I'm missing actually, is this little metal piece right here. This holds the shift boot down to the to this metal piece. Mine's just kind of been flopping around. These are NLA, and I've just been kind of slacking on trying to source a new one. So let's grab this one. Just realized I forgot my tripod at home, so that sucks, but got this little piece off for the shifter, so that's good. I'm gonna work on pulling this door panel off now and see if we can get to that window motor. Honestly, the insulation on mine is not like this weird plastic sheet here. And I'm trying to be careful, but it's so old, it's just ripping. Oops. So I've got our regulator right here, and the motor is back behind this here. So that might be a little difficult to get to. I don't have a way to power it. Although actually I can see the 2 bolts that hold the window to it, so I might be able to sneak it out. Looks like I'm gonna slide the whole regulator out. Might go ahead and buy this too, not sure. So this has definitely been replaced. I can tell because it's got this weird bag around it for one. And 2, it looks like at least it's been rebuilt at the very least. The transmission looks original, possibly, but this motor, you can see the motor's got like some weird marks on it. Still Bosch though, so that's good. I think it's worth the risk for probably like the $20 it'll cost. Bit of an update here. I've been talking on the phone with one of my 900 buddies, Todd, and I was asking him just a couple questions about some extra parts I could get, things like that. And while I was talking to him, scored this pretty awesome steering wheel here. So this is actually kind of rare, which is awesome. The only defect is the leather's a little dry rotted along the top here. That's the worst of it right there. But besides that, it's in freaking perfect shape. So my center cap on mine was just peeling a little bit. So my goal was just to find a new one of those. Neither of these cars have that, but this is an objective upgrade over my current wheel. So I'm super stoked about that. But he also recommended, since my passenger window's having problems, I should probably just grab the driver's motor and transmission as well. So that's what I'm working on right now. A lot of the relays in these cars were already pulled, but I did find a couple. This one here is the belt warning for when you don't have your seatbelt plugged in, it beeps at you. The one in my car is like this really loud, annoying buzz, and it only lasts for about 3 or 5 seconds. But Todd let me know this one's out of a newer car. It's like a nice chime noise as opposed to an annoying buzz. So I'm gonna grab that. This is a relay that he needs for his windows. So I grabbed that one for him. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna be able to grab some parts for other people. The only other window related thing I've gotten to is I grabbed this whole switch pack. One of the switches on mine is bad. I figured I'd just grab all of these because why not? Doesn't hurt. But yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. Let's go ahead and pull this out the rest of the way. This one is also wrapped up. I don't know if that's normal when they get restored. Sweet. I do have to say, one perk of this junkyard is some excellent views out there. All around. It's a beautiful day today, only about 60 degrees right now. But let's grab a couple more parts and probably get out of here. Run into a bit of a predicament trying to get this headlight out. So I pulled the grill out, hoping it'd give me some better access, but this hood is, something's really messed up under here to where I just can't get the hood up anymore. I currently have my hammer over there kind of propping it up. So I might be able to get the headlight out this way. Otherwise, I'm gonna try this long extension to get in there and undo the 2 13s that hold the hood on. This is kind of a pain. I really need to be able to open this hood so I can get some pictures and stuff of this. I got the top 2 bolts out, as you can see, for this. And I'm trying to somehow wiggle it out because I really need the hood open to be able to do this. I don't want to break this corner light in the process. I was able to make some progress. There's one little Torx on the back side of the headlight that went in this way, and it was already finger loose. I could tell by just jiggling it, but I think that was the last bolt holding it in. It's been a while since I've replaced one of these, and without having the hood open, oh hell yeah. So what's broken on, if I replaced both the headlights on mine and I slammed the hood a couple months ago and broke one of these tabs, these pieces right here always break. So this one doesn't have any broken tabs. I'm glad it doesn't, because the other 900 right there, as you can see, does not have any headlights or grille on it. So super happy about that. I noticed why the hood, it's not fully popped. As you can see, this should be above this radiator support. It's because the hood pin right here is just jammed in there and it won't come out. So what I'm going to try to do now is there's the 2 10 mil there. I can stick a wrench in there and loosen them, and hopefully that'll let me open the hood, but we'll see. Unfortunately, that is stuck in there, but I was able to kind of pry it, and unfortunately it's bent that radiator support a bit. Kind of get the hammer in here to a place where it's up high enough I can do what I need to do, and also sturdy enough that I think I can trust it for 5 minutes. So a couple things I'm going to grab here. Just the fuel pressure regulator, and make sure I have a spare one of those. I also want to grab this idle air control valve here, but before I start touching anything, I already see there's some vacuum lines disconnected, so that kind of defeats the purpose of everything I'm trying to do here. But I'm going to get some pictures and videos of all the vacuum lines and the routing, since mine's so messed up. I think we might call it. The only other thing I would consider getting are the manual seat belts out of the other car. Unfortunately though, because all the door trim that I need is blue instead of tan, I'm not sure I want to spend the time and effort, because I'd have to paint them or somehow change the color, which is going to be a pain. I'm going to leave this hood. I still need a hood for mine. However, I don't really have a place to store a hood currently, and I do have a guy that says he'll sell me one. We've gotten a lot of good parts off of this thing, so I'm going to go up to the front now and we'll assess the damage. Unlike the last 900 Junkyard Run video I did, I think I made out pretty damn well. Pull and Save Tucson, great location, super nice people. Unlike the Glendale location. But anyways, let's go ahead and run through some prices here on some things I got. I'm going to be keeping just about all this for my car, with the exception of one of these relays I'm sending to my buddy, and these floor mats I want to clean up and sell. In total, I paid $141 for everything you see here. The steering wheel was super cheap, only 16 bucks for that thing. Go over a couple other things here. The window motors were 20 bucks a piece. Not bad really, considering if I wanted one online on eBay, they're at least like 120, 150 bucks. So that's not bad at all. I think we're gonna get home, probably put this steering wheel on, maybe a couple other little parts, and call it a video. So happy. I'm like, you guys have no idea how stoked I am about this steering wheel.
Tomorrow.
Made it back home. I gotta say, this car is just such a good road trip car. I averaged 31.5 miles per gallon on the way home. And that was, actually I sat in quite a bit of traffic on portions of the I-10. So I was averaging about 33, 34 before that. I mean, this thing is just such a great road trip car. But let's go ahead and I said we're gonna install some parts. We're gonna do the steering wheel. We're also gonna do a couple more quick things. The first one being this relay, which I'm actually pretty psyched about, and the shifter boot, and of course the headlight. So let's start with the three things on the interior first. I wanna show you guys what I mean when I talk about this relay here. You hear that noise? You can kind of hear it. It's hard to get to keep going on, but we're gonna pull that out and put the new one in. New one is clipped in. That is such a more like soothing noise. I'm gonna pop off this little Torx here so that way I can hang this one up right here. That was super easy, all done. If I'm being 100% honest, not having this little piece really hasn't bugged me that much, because this just kind of sits like this and it is basically in place. I mean, it moves around a little bit, but having this is just going to make it feel like even more like it came from the factory with the manual instead of a 3-speed automatic. So we'll just slide it over here. It almost seems like these are all different sized holes. If I really wanted to, I could get the drill out and make sure they're all even. But because of that, I can't seem to find any screws that fit in these two holes. But I did find two that fit in the top two. And I mean, this thing's not going anywhere. It doesn't really need to hold any weight, period. It just needs to hold this rubber boot in. So there's like this little lip on the underside of the boot here that it just kind of slides over and hooks into place. Now for the part that I've been waiting for. I don't know about you guys, but this is the part I've been waiting for. Replace the steering wheel. So I definitely am going to be restoring the steering wheel. Oh, I just stabbed myself real good there. Ouch. That's gonna need a band-aid. But like I said, I am going to be restoring the steering wheel. I already have some of the parts on order. So really the only bad part of it is what you can see up here. This leather is just really just dry rotted from sitting in the sun. So I don't think it'll be too hard to restore, but I might make a separate video on that. Let me know if you guys want to see it, because it's probably going to be a fairly detailed process. Stick the new one on. It's interesting to see how, despite them being made for the same years, they're different. Meaning mine just had, the old one had a little tiny logo we had to pop off, whereas this one, it's a whole big piece that actually comes off. But oh my gosh, guys, that looks so much better. Let's just confirm quickly that the horn works. One little tip I want to offer, if you are installing this, I realized it wouldn't fit flush up here, and what was wrong is I had it hooked in down here and here, but you also need to press it in on the logo. There's a little couple of plastic clips in here too, so I pressed that in, and then this up here all slid in, so now it's in exactly as it should be. Last thing we're gonna do here is replace the passenger headlight. So if I come in here, first thing we need to do is take off this corner light. There is one small screw back right there that holds it in, and we also have a little Torx sitting right there. To remove the actual headlight itself, there is a Torx sitting right there, and in the front here we have 2 bolts. One here and one right there. There's actually a second 8mm that bolts it to the fender that you got to be careful of. You don't have to completely release it, because it should just be able to slide out. There we go. Here you can really get a sense of how these break. You can see that mounting point right there is broken, as well as this one right here. So it should be sitting, see how it's not lined up with the grill? Should be sitting much differently than that. And as far as I know, there's not really a way to fix these, but if anyone knows how to fix these, let me know. You can actually see the writing on there. This is already one of the Junkyard ones I had, which is quite unfortunate. Good news is the lens is at least reusable. Oh yeah, no longer broken, just as it should be. That looks so much better. Super happy with how this video went, guys. Obviously I know there's a lot of other things I could have grabbed from that car or cars at the junkyard, but overall I'd say I'm pretty happy with what I got. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I should have a video soon on repairing and rebuilding my passenger side door stuff here. You also might have noticed during that video, as you'll see, I inadvertently fixed my active seatbelts on this side. So I'm done rambling now. Thank you guys all so much for watching. See you next time.